I have been getting so many questions with regards to setting up a dropshipping business in the UAE. People ask, do I need a company and license to run dropshipping business in the UAE? And other question is, what type of license do I need? Where do I have to register it? So in this video, I will speak about setting up a dropshipping business in the UAE, and I will explain most important aspects to consider before setting up your dropshipping. So first, let's discuss about what is dropshipping. Dropshipping, in simple terms, is you set up an online store and you sell a product that is not in your possession. So once you get your order from your customers through your website, then you place an order to the supplier, who can be a manufacturer or a wholesaler or another retailer. So basically the original supplier of the product. And your supplier is going to deliver the product to the customer directly. So you are basically acting as a middleman. You are not buying the product physically. You are not having an inventory. You don't have a warehouse where you keep your products. It's just acting as a middleman. You sell the products online, and once you get the order from your customers, you place an order to the supplier, who is gonna deliver the products to the customer directly. So in simple terms, this is dropshipping business. Now, this next question is, do I need to have a company and license to do dropshipping business? So in general, for doing any kind of business activity, you need to have a license in the UAE. So dropshipping is also a trading. If we look at it, it's basically a trading activity. So you need to have a company and license, definitely. Second, and the most important question is, what type of license, what type of company do I have to register to run a dropshipping business? This is a most important question, and you need to understand it carefully before setting up your dropshipping business. Now in UAE, you have two options in order to set up. A dropshipping business. One is you can set up a company in one of the free zones. There are more than 40 free zones in UAE, and some of them offer e-commerce license, which would allow you to do basically a dropshipping business. However, if you are going to sell online and at the same time you want to sell physically, you want to have an office or a shop, then you need to go for a normal trading license. Normal trading license would also allow you to sell both online and offline. So you can still do dropshipping business. At the same time, you can have your store, physical store, and sell your goods from your store as well. So to put it, to repeat myself, if you are going to sell only online, then go for an e-commerce license. If you are going to sell physically as well as online, then you need to go for a normal trading license. Now, what is the benefit of free zones? Free zones offer 100% foreign ownership, and also they have ready built facilities, and also business setup procedures are simplified in most of the free zones. As I mentioned, there are more than 40 free zones in different emirates, and depending on your budget, depending on your long-term objectives, you can select a free zone based on those factors. Now, the second option is to set up a company on the mainland. Now, dropshipping is basically a trading activity, so it is considered as commercial business, and it requires a trading license from the mainland. And the authority that registers companies and issues license on the mainland is called Department of Economic Development, and each emirate has its own Department of Economic Development. Now, since it's a commercial business, commercial activity, on the mainland, you need to have a local partner, sometimes people here call local sponsor, who should have at least 51% shares in the company. So the same thing. Like if you are going to sell only online, then there is an activity called of e-trading of specific products. You need to specify the products. There are activities called e-trading of, let's say, garments, e-trading of cosmetics, and etc. Or if you are going to sell online and at the same time you want to have your own physical store where you sell to walk-in customers, then you need to go for a normal trading license. So now, once you have the license, what you need to do next? The next is you need to, of course, open your own bank account under your company and also set up your website. So once you have your bank account and once you have your website where you sell your products, then the next step is to connect the payment gateway so that you can accept payments online. There are a number of payment gateway providers, for example, Teller, Payfort, Checkout. Actually, there are so many payment gateway providers nowadays in the UAE. So you can basically compare between them. Some of them are good for these startups, some of them are good for SMEs, and so depending on the volume of transactions you're expecting, you can select one of the payment gateway providers. Once the payment gateway is connected to your website, then you are good to go. So this was a brief explanation about dropshipping business in UAE. Follow my other videos. I'm going to post many other videos about setting up e-commerce business in UAE. Stay tuned. All the best.